Shelena Robinson, and we're here in the CND studio for New York Fashion Week. And what you'll see around you are many of the tools that we use to create the designs that go onto the models backstage to help finalize the looks and accessorize the outfits for Fashion Week. We start in advance, usually several weeks, anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. We have designer meetings in New York. We meet with designers. We talk to them about what their inspirations and their themes are. We look at fabrics with them and designs and kind of talk about what type of girl they're dressing. So that's where the whole process starts. And from there, we take that information and we turn it into a creative vision or a template of a nail, and we send them samples by photograph. And if they think we're headed in the right direction, they may want to see them in person, so we often ship them off to them to give them an opportunity to, cross-check color reference and see shape and length. And then we get into Fashion Week. It takes us a whole day to set up the studio. They clear out everything for us. We bring in all of our equipment, from airbrushes to scissors to glitter and glass and stones and everything you can possibly think of. And we go into mass production, so that is where things can get a little challenging. It's really simple to do like a single nail, but then to mass produce a set of 20 for every model, keeping in mind the average show is about 25 models. So you can imagine we're creating anywhere up to 800 nail tips per show to make sure that the models are correctly sized. What I'm working with here is a little interesting. This is for the blondes. We'll be doing them tomorrow evening, and this season their theme is biker chick, and it's a little bit glamorous, a little bit fun, but what they wanted was a nail with actual real leather adhered to it. So each one of these nails we have to cut a piece of leather, use a spray adhesive, adhere it to the nail, and then trim and shape to make sure that they're all perfect before they go in. So as you can see, some of the designs can get quite time consuming. I don't think we're stumped presenting an idea. I think sometimes our trending ends up a little bit ahead of some of the designers. They sometimes want to play it a little safe. So for our direction, we sometimes have to find that middle ground and meet in the middle. So we're not usually stumped. We can usually work everything out. Oh, I think last season one of my favorite looks was all of the lucite tips that we did. I mean, that was kind of a new trend for us, seeing that lucite tip, a lot of luminosity, and that was fun. It was interesting, it was a change, but I have to say that I like all of the work we do. I think it's the variety that keeps it very interesting, and I think it appeals to a lot of different type of people. I actually am located in Redmond, Oregon, and I work at Hip Chick Salon during my regular week job, and then I work for CND as an education ambassador as well. You know what is very, very interesting? We've been talking recently how it's not really nail art anymore. It's more of nail style or nail fashion, and even though I live in a really small town, I still have a great majority of people who love to see those looks, even on their own nails. So I think the trend towards nail fashion is very feasible for everyone and anyone to wear.
Yep. Hey Sarah. Hello. Sarah's working here alongside Shelena, and tell me a little bit about your experience.
I think it's a really great experience being at Fashion Week to, like as Shelena was saying earlier, to incorporate all those creative ideas and give a good perspective to the designers on how they could accentuate their style on their runway with having an accessory on their nails. And we get to do that in here and be a part of that, and it's fun to also then bring it from the runway to real life, to people out in the industry where they're able to wear it on the streets and just enjoy it on a daily basis.
Can you give me an example of one look you've applied at Fashion Week that you're seeing in your hometown?
I actually have, what I'm trying to think of.
The foil is something that started
yes.
here.
Yes.
Any of the leafing.
Yes, that definitely one of those glitter as well. As you can see on my nails, I have Rebel, which is our shellac color, and I have black foil over top, so that's something that we've incorporated at Fashion Week and then have brought back to our salons, and our customers really enjoy it. They get that, they feel like they get a little spice, that they have a little more excitement with their nails. So
I can show you a little bit of what we've got going on. We only have the one tip show left, which is the blonde, so we're working on that. But I can kind of give you a little idea. Usually this is a little busier. We've got like an airbrush station here. We're set up to do full shellac services as well. We keep drawers and drawers of all 50 color and effect. So we have at least anywhere from 6 to 12 of each color. So all of these drawers get loaded up. We've got, like I said, drawer after drawer of nail polish that we keep in hand.
How fun.
So we've got all of that. Of course, you know, our various like messy, like every type of adhesive known to mankind. We keep that, whether it's spirit gum, nail glue, just about anything. We've got bags of glitters and glass and trays of all sorts of fabulous things to make nail art with. So chains, foil, gold leafing, anything you can think of. Fabrics, we've got fabrics that we store here. We have various meetings, we have beauty tests, we have interviews, we have all sorts of things going on, and then our shows. Typically we have a team of anywhere from 3 to 4 people that will take the nail tips out and apply them backstage to the models, and it's all a very temporary process, so there's no damaging of any type of nail. They're very easy to apply and very easy to remove, so we stay the entire time and make sure that all the models leave and they're ready for their next show. But yeah, this keeps us on track. You can see we kind of check it off as we go, and we're down to this side of the page now.
That feels good, doesn't it?
It feels great to be there. It's always very exhilarating, but it's a little tiring too. So by the end of the 10 days, we're all ready to get a little break and a breather. But the nice thing is we always end with the blondes, and they're such a fun show that they kind of breathe a little life back into us at the end of the week.
That's a good way to end on a high. Now, you mentioned a little earlier that you had transitioned from backstage to the studio. Mm-hmm. Do you have a preference?
You know, it's all very it's all exciting, but I really like the artistic aspect of it. I like the challenge of trying to come up with a way to create all of the nails and make them as precise and perfect as possible. So I really love that part. But being backstage with friends and meeting people is fun, and seeing the looks when it all comes together backstage is really nice too, because it's just kind of that successful feeling when you see everything come together and it all meshes. Mm-hmm. It's a great feeling to see that.
And you were backstage earlier. I saw you actually this week.
I was at Rachel Antonoff. Mm-hmm. I was at Wes Gordon. It's nice when the designers, you know, you get such a good relationship with them, and they're so appreciative of everything that we do to collaborate with them. And then in return, sometimes it gets a little wild and crazy here on the runway. Like, you might not glue, you know, leather to nails in the salon, mm-hmm. but we then try to like take it from runway to real way, and we kind of reinforce that with our shellac and fashion fusion program as well. So we try to come up with ways that people can either have this done in a salon, or even some of the do-it-yourself techniques that you can use at home to do some of the looks that we create here. The technique with these, for example, is these were based with a color called Desert Suede, and then we did a glitter fade with a smoky quartz glitter at the top, fading into a onyx glitter towards the nail tip, and then using your brush you pick up a top coat and dip the top coat into the glitter or the glass and pick it up and place it on the nail and kind of randomly just scatter it over the top of it. It is very sharp. You could wear this, but it's more of a special occasion type of a nail. You would probably want to be cautious and not cut yourself on it, though. I know Jan has worn it before. And they'll clean up much nicer. Remember, these are working boards, so as they get transferred, they get cleaned up And we can be a little bit messy in our first run through, simply because, you know, it can be messy work.
And then you were calling these chains and spikes?
They are actually patterns that they will be using in their clothing, and we've replicated the pattern so that it will go with the chain outfit and match it perfectly. They've also done a corset with a Michael Jackson, that looks like the Michael Jackson jacket from his video.
Right.
And so this was a design they chose for that. And of course, always Swarovski diamonds.
Those are very pretty.
They've got a whole diamond series this season as well.